Well, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. This is the Suffolk Crunch, and this is the match review for Town versus Crystal Palace. First of all, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. It does help the channel become more visible and more eyes and more people can watch. Currently sat in the car. I'm waiting to go and have my American pancake stack here where I live. New place just opened, so 10 o'clock it opens and I'm going to go and absolutely feed my face. I am starving. So last night Town took on Crystal Palace at a freezing cold Portman Road. It was Baltic. Town going into the game with no wins at home. Crystal Palace coming into the game with no wins away. So something had to give last night. Let's get into the Town lineup. Some changes. Aro Muric was in goal. Harry Clark came in at right back for Axel Tuanzebe, who looks like he's going to have a prolonged spell on the sidelines with his hamstring, which is really, really disappointing because he's been excellent this season. Leif Davis at left back. Dara O'Shea reunited in the centre of defence with Jacob Greaves. Obviously, Cam Burgess, he's been excellent, so he's a little bit unlucky there. I can hear the fisherman shouting in my ear, Greaves is not a better player than Burgess. Well, we'll get into Greaves in the game, but that was the selection we made last night. Jens Kajust, Sam Morsey in midfield. Front three, we went for Jack Clark coming in on the left-hand side. Amari in the 10, Wes on the right, and Liam Delap leading the line for Town. Eze was back in the lineup for Palace. Obviously, they got some talent in their team. Mike Gahey at the back. Tyreek Mitchell, highly rated left back. But quickly, just want to touch on the nonsense about Sam Morsey and obviously rainbow laces, wearing the captain's armband. Obviously, this was the weekend for it, the rainbow laces. And Town do a lot of great work, obviously rainbow tractors, but Sam Morsey didn't obviously wear the captain's armband. He just wore the normal one. He was the only captain out of the 20 in the Premier League not to wear it, but that is his right, in my opinion. We live in a society where it seems you're not allowed to have your beliefs, and if you do, people are just going to jump on and pile on. Sam Morsey, obviously, it's his religion, and then I see people saying, well, he wore shirts at Middlesbrough with a gambling sponsor on. Well, that's the club. That's their sponsorship. This is Sam making his own opinion. He is allowed to have an opinion on it, and he doesn't have to wear it if he doesn't want to. It's just in my opinion. I might have people in the comments saying, Rich, you got it totally wrong. He should toe the line. But he didn't. Town released a statement, and it's just absolute, what a shit show it's been on the socials. But yeah, I stand with the captain, stand with Sam Morsey. He's not worn it when we're in the Championship and League One. Obviously now we've got more eyes on us in the Premier League. So yeah, game started. Well, I missed the kickoff by about 30 seconds. Traffic coming into Town last night was absolutely horrendous. Obviously, the new parking charges opened, so I'm not sure what that was like, but I always park out of Town and walk in. By the time I got to my seat, I was nice and toasty because we'd had a little bit of a run, fast walk to get to the game. Look, Town, I thought, started all right in the first 10, 15 minutes. Jack Clark got in the game. And I think with Jack Clark, right, I know he's not really set the world alight so far for Town, but I think we need to realise it was a different role he was playing at Sunderland. He was out on that left-hand side, right out on that touchline. And for Town, we play them inverted wingers, don't we? Where, obviously, especially on the left, where we like to get Leaf going on the outside. So, look, I think Jack Clark's a very good footballer. He faded from the game, I will say, last night. But I think we do need to just be a little bit patient with him. I know there's not a lot of patience in football nowadays. I think Jack Clark's an excellent player, and I think he'll prove to be an excellent addition for Town. But first half, really, not a lot happening. I thought Town moved the ball way too slowly. The crowd was very, very dead last night. I know it's cold, but some of the atmosphere we have down there against, like, obviously United and Liverpool and Villa. It's easy when it's the big teams, I will say. This is our bread and butter, these sort of teams coming to Portman Road, and we need to make it a hostile environment. If you go to, when Town went to the City Ground on Saturday, home support, excellent. Home support in the referee's ear, all first half. Cheap free kicks. We're too nice sometimes. We're too nice. I know it's a cold night and I get that, but we need to play our part as well. And I know people say, yeah, but the players need to lift the crowd. I think it's a two-way thing. Sometimes when things are not going right and it's a bit, I wouldn't, what's the word I'd use? I'd use Town were passive last night. I thought we were really passive, lacked aggression, lacked intensity, never really got in Palace faces. And I think sometimes they do need that lift from the crowd. But then sometimes I do agree that the players have to show a bit and lift the crowd. So it's one of those. But first off, wasn't a lot happened. I think the closest we come was from a corner. We nearly scrambled it in at the near post. They had a good chance when Eze was through. I think Wes done really well there to put the pressure on him, and he fired it straight at Muric. But going in at half-time 0-0, you're thinking, yeah, it was always going to be a little bit of a cagey game, I thought, with both teams obviously knowing what was at stake. Both teams knowing that obviously Town hadn't won at home, Palace hadn't won away, and that brings a little bit of pressure. You look at the sort of the games around the bottom of the Premier League, this round of games, there's a lot of teams playing each other, so it's a chance to sort of steal a march. But yeah, second half we came out, and then obviously we conceded the goal. It's the fine details for me. If you go on Saturday when Chaplin gives the ball away in the middle of the pitch, last night Lim Delap, left-hand side, sort of just along from us, he really should be rolling that ball back to Leif Davis. He doesn't roll it back, comes inside, has a shot that gets blocked. Then Palace break on the counter-attack. Eze plays it through. Mateta, who I thought was excellent all night. He is a man mountain. I mean, Dar O'Shea is going to wake up this morning with a very, very sore head after that clash of heads in the first half and the big cut he's got. But yeah, Mateta just shakes off Greaves way too easily, and Greaves is just left in a big heap on the floor. And then it is an excellent finish in the left-hand channel for him. Dinks it left-footed over Muric and into the net. Excellent goal. Not a great goal from a Town point of view. And this is what I'm saying. All them little mistakes, the little fine margins, things that and I know people say the Greaves will get a lot of the blame, and he didn't cover himself in any glory at all. But it all starts for me from Liam Delap. Play that simple pass. That goal doesn't happen. You've got to do them it's the little 1%ers. You've got to get them right. In the Championship, you might get away with that. Premier League, every time you make a mistake, you get punished. And that's what's happening at the minute. But then, yeah, look, obviously we made some subs. Nice to see Broadhead get on the pitch. Obviously, Jack Clark comes off for him. Jens Kajust needs to play more minutes for me. I thought he was our best of the two in the midfield last night, but you need more from him. He goes off, Jack Taylor comes on. Obviously, Wes goes off, Amari goes out on the right. Connor Chaplin comes on. The one that was a head scratcher for me, I don't criticise Kieran McKenna very much because I hold him in high regard, like most Town fans do. He's done an absolute fantastic job. But when you are at home and you're looking for a goal, you're 1-0 down in a crucial game, and you've got a guy who's got 31 goals last year for Blackburn. He's got 3 goals for Town this season. He's our second top scorer, and he does not get on the pitch. That, to me, last night baffled me a little bit. He brought Al Hamady on for Liam Delap. So you take Delap off, you've got Smonix on the bench. You've got 9 of the 12 goals that we've scored, 12 or 13 goals, sitting on the bench. Ali Al Hamady, I thought he done okay last night. He ain't got the quality. I'm sorry. I don't want to be signalling out players, but if we are relying, we all know that we need a striker come January. But that for me says where we are at the minute. You know, we tried obviously in the window to get another striker in, and now we're suffering that we didn't get that striker in, and that's on the powers that be at Town. You know, McKenna can only work with what he's got. We obviously wanted another striker. We've left it right to the window trying to get Brozier in. In hindsight, probably a mistake, and we probably should have gone somewhere else. And now we're going to suffer, and we're going to have to wait until January to get that striker in. And by then, we could be cut adrift. That is just simple facts. I don't want to get into a blame game, but at the minute, we are suffering because Liam Delap's, he's still a young 20-year-old striker who has been absolutely superb for Town this season, but he cannot do it on his own. He needs someone to carry that weight as well. And at the minute, I think we're struggling at that end of the pitch. But yeah, Town, obviously, look, we huffed and puffed. Closest we come was the free kick. If you look at it, I think Leaf plays it to Chappers, and it's sort of, I don't know if it's off the training ground. It's sort of, he gets the turn, pings it to the far post. Greaves does really well, climbs, heads it, beats Henderson, flicks off the post. It's Broady's there, and he just can't. It just hits the post and then hits him. I think if it doesn't hit the post, I think he just taps it in, and it's 1-1. But I thought Palace last night, right? I know we're all Ipswich Town, we're all blue and white. I thought Palace done a number on us. I thought they pressed us really, really well at the back. We never really laid a glove on them. Delap, now and again, he tries to get in amongst it. I think he fouled the fullback a little bit late, and sometimes you need that to get the crowd going. Dean Henderson's come off with a clean kit. He's not really been tested. I thought Palace best player was Will Hughes in the middle of the pitch. I mean, I remember him when he was playing for Derby, coming through as a really good young player, and I thought he was superb last night. I thought he run the midfield. I thought Mateta was a pest up front, strong. He can hold the ball up. I thought Dara O'Shea actually done quite well against him, to be honest. Come off with, obviously, he's going to have stitches in that. And then I thought, look, you got a bit of quality with Eze, he's a really good player. The way he sort of manipulates the ball. But good away performance. If you're a Crystal Palace fan, congratulations to them. Big 3 points. But if you're of Ipswich Town persuasion, that was as poor as it gets last night. It was really, really lacklustre. I'd say we were really passive. I thought we were passive. Didn't really have a plan B. We went quite long last night. I thought a little bit from Muric, who I've learned cannot kick the ball. He cannot kick the ball. We've, the goalkeeper we had, Halaki, was excellent with his feet. Muric for me, no, he's not great with his feet. Look, he couldn't do anything last night with the goal. Done a good save in the first half, but ball-wise, when it's at his feet, struggles. But if you look at the team overall, I thought Harry Clark at right back. I thought he had a steady game. Leaf never really got forward. I thought O'Shea, if anyone was probably in with Caduce, was probably our best players. Greaves obviously come back into the team for Burgess. Didn't cover himself in any glory on the goal, which is, you got to do your job there. He just shook him off way too easy. So he'll know that he wasn't happy with that. Yeah, Caduce in midfield, like I say, you've got to have more from him than just about 60, 65 minutes. Sam Morsey actually got man of the match in the stadium from the sponsors, which I didn't agree with. I didn't think the captain had a great game. I don't think there was anybody last night gets more than 5 or a 6. And when that's happening, I've said on here before, you're going to probably fall on the wrong side of the line. But yeah, look, struggled